All right, and continue.
Okay, we're going to continue this meeting of the Finance Committee for November 26th. Next on the agenda is election of vice mayor.
I'd like to make a motion that we elect Mark Bergdorf as vice chair.
Second.
Do we need a second on that?
Yeah,
Oh, we
that's
do.
second.
Okay, well, second then, or third, I guess.
Second, thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you for nomination.
Oh, you are.
All right. Next is the approval of August 27th, 2024 meeting minutes, which were provided to you here. Any changes on those minutes that you saw?
No, I did not see any changes
All right.
necessary. I think that's all
And
fine.
feel free to abstain
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, okay, he gets.
All those in favor?
Well, you have to have a motion in a second.
I get a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
And I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and we have one abstention.
Because I haven't read them.
Yeah, so you need,
Okay.
yeah. you
I'll
state-
abstain.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you said that. Okay, next, public comments, but
There's nobody signed up for public comments.
thank you. And ordinances, resolutions, we have the reading of ordinance 2024-23, the ordinance amending budget ordinance 2024-08 to appropriate funds for the Eagle View project. And I need a motion.
So moved. I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, and Tamara, can you discuss this for us?
Absolutely. This is actually a project in which we had some a performance or a surety that was in place for, and the developer did not complete the work as intended. So we're calling that surety so the city can actually complete that work. So this budget amendment is to transfer the money out of the escrow account that it's currently held in to appropriate it. So that way we can go ahead and spend the money on this project.
Great.
And what's the amount?
It is $94,200.
Okay, and so we're capturing all of that, all of those funds?
Yes.
Okay,
Will that cover everything that would be needed to fix that? It's the entrance, right? The Eagle View?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the entrance to Eagle View. I don't know that it'll cover everything. Sarah's actually the best
Yeah,
one to
okay,
answer that
all right.
question.
There's a possibility we'll not. We have a couple different ways that we can recapture that. One of which is we're getting ready to write this developer a $200,000 check for some property that we're acquiring. So before we write that $200,000 check, we will make sure that we've gotten a refund on everything that we're on.
Yeah, my conversation with Sarah, it will definitely cover the design plus some others, but
Right.
so to be seen.
but there's, I mean, costs are going up, so there's a good chance that it won't cover it.
And is also part of the reason we should do it sooner than later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because costs are going up.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Any discussion or questions on that?
No discussion at this point. Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, that passes.
One.
Other agenda items, sales tax report.
All right. So this
This
is
is fun.
this is the fun part. So this is something that we do each month. If we happen to have a month where we don't have a finance committee meeting because we don't have any other business, these will be emailed out to you. So the first report that's in the packet is our state shared sales tax. So this is the portion that the city gets from the 7% sales tax that's captured at the state level, or the 4% on the groceries. As you can see, at this point in the year, we're up about 3.85% compared to last year. We are projected at this point to come in about $500,000 over our budget, which is good. We tend to budget conservatively, estimating a little bit on the lower side as far as our revenues, just to make sure that it's much better to come in with a little additional revenue than it is to come in short later in the year. This is really pretty, it's looking good. It's looking like what we expected.
Yeah.
And then the second page, this is our local option sales tax. So in addition to the state shared, the 7% sales tax, there's an additional, well, it's 2 3/4% that's local. This portion is only the 2 1/4% difference. And it does not include our PIP
Okay.
fund, which is that extra 1/2 cent sales tax that was approved recently. This one, the total revenues for the local option is actually split 50-50 between the city and the county. This is our city share. This is up significantly compared to last year. September was very high. We just received the October revenues today. We're still trending, looking very good.
This is very good.
We're looking
I'm
very,
pleased.
very good. We are coming in quite a bit above our projected revenues for this year, which is definitely a positive.
And what's the cause of that, that would be driving the local sales tax being up significantly more than that? You would think one that they'd be percentage wise about the same, but what would be driving this one up so much higher?
So the state sales tax is distributed to the cities based on population
Okay,
and counties. But
Okay.
so based on our population, that drives it.
okay,
So Hendersonville local, we have a lot more money to spend here than a lot of, if you look at like Memphis and whatnot, there's a lot of areas that don't have quite as much money to spend, which factors into the total on the state shared.
okay.
Local, this is just what our local Sumner County
Got it.
has to spend.
Got it.
So we definitely, there's certain counties that have a little bit, higher income, a little bit more money to
Right.
spend, and we happen to be one of those.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I imagine that Hendersonville is also becoming kind of a hub for shopping.
Mhm.
Now,
We really
and-
are.
And so a lot of people are coming to our town to spend their
Right.
money. And so it's great for us.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. You open the Costco's and whatnot, and then you get the
Yeah.
folks that were driving down to Nashville to go to the Costco. They're coming in from different areas.
Is there any part of this that you said on this part, the sales tax part, you conservatively budget?
Yeah.
Is that the same?
We do the same thing
Okay.
there. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Across the board on our budgets, we budget conservatively on both the revenues and the expenditure
Okay.
side. We tend to, round up on the expenditures, round down on the
Got it.
revenues, because
Okay.
we want to make sure that we have we don't want to come back later and have
Sure.
to cut expenditures down the road.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
The next item here is our hotel motel tax report. This is a 4% occupancy tax for folks that stay in our hotels. It's in a designated fund. It has to be used for tourism related activities. So like they do, like Pig Fest is done out of here. It draws folks from out of the area. When we host the, cross country state championships at Sanders Ferry Park, that draws people from out of the area. They come and spend money. They stay in our hotels. So that's what this is at. We're trending right on budget for the year with our hotel motel tax. It's right where we anticipated it to be.
So I'm noticing that we're quite a bit down from last year. And
We-
I know we had a hotel that was closed,
Mhm.
but we also voted to increase the tax, the hotel motel tax.
Mhm.
So do you know why it's so much down from last year?
Yeah, so July last year had the lower tax rate. And so July from last fiscal year to this fiscal year, the tax rate changed August of last year.
Okay.
The first part of the year, I don't know exactly why it is lower. It's been trending the last 3 months, slightly lower than the prior year. And it just is the number of stays that are in the hotels. I don't
Not
know
sure.
I don't know exactly what caused that.
But we're getting those payments from all the hotels.
Yes, we track those. We get payments from each of the hotels every month.
Okay.
And this 1 month in arrears, is that the case with every year that you're looking at each
Mhm.
fiscal
Yeah,
year?
they're
a
all
month line.
Yeah,
Okay.
they all line up.
And sales tax is the same way. Is that right?
Sales tax is collected the same way.
Okay.
It comes in a month. So you see all of these. We're almost through the end of November, and we're just receiving the October revenues right now. Like this last week, we
Okay.
received them.
What's the deadline for them to submit? Is it 10 days after the first of the month?
For the hotels,
Yes.
they have to submit their payment by the 20th. It technically has to be postmarked by the 20th of the month for the prior month.
Yeah, that's right. So
mhm.
it's a month behind.
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. So they'll by the 20th of November, they're required to submit the taxes for October.
Okay. And then we have the investment earnings.
Yeah, and the investment earnings, the interest rates are going down a little bit. Our earnings are going down a little bit. It it looks more drastic than it is. We actually are just at the point now where we're starting to really start to see property tax payments come in. So then the amount of money we have available to put into our investment account will go up, but the interest rates have come down, about 0.5% from where they were, 4 months ago.
Your collections began really soar in March, April, May, and June.
Yeah, they really do. The bulk of our property taxes come in from between now and the end of February, and then we have the funds to do. It dips a big in July generally because we have to August because we have to pay our debt service payments, July and January. But that's over the summer. It definitely falls down because we have to pay our bills, but we don't have property taxes coming in.
So this is expected. This is all expected.
This is what we have. I mean, we're still expecting to come in about a little over 350,000 or so over what was budgeted at this point.
Oh, down there at the bottom.
Yeah, down at the very bottom, you can see where we're projected, and that's assuming that the interest rates continue to drop down a little bit more, which is kind of what's being projected.
All right, stormwater.
So stormwater is another item that we have in a separate fund. This is a fee that's attached to the property taxes. Individual single-family homes, it's a $72 fee that's included with the added on to the property tax bills.
Okay.
For commercial properties, there's a calculation that's done based on the square footage of their stamp parking lot and whatnot, their footprint, depending on.
And rooftop.
And
right?
Yeah, Public Works does that. There's a set calculation.
Anything that doesn't work.
Yeah, it's for
Makes sense.
exactly. So these revenues, we only have 1 month. We have October's in here right now. We'll have November's, by the end of this week. We'll have November's revenues, but they get paid on the same schedule as the property taxes. So you can see, we get the big hit, November, December, January is really where we see those monies coming in and through February. And
these funds, what it says, I'm just looking at the beginning balance. So these are specifically used for
this.
For this. So it's held in reserves, I guess, if you will, and then it's only used for, okay.
Yeah, it's actually in a separate fund outside of the general fund,
Okay.
and it can only be used for stormwater projects, for drainage and that sort of thing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's why because this fund has such a there's not a ton of money in there for the amount of projects that are done, so we have to just keep a closer eye on it. Want to make sure that we're being transparent and report out on it.
Now, am I missing something? I don't see a budget. Do you not budget for a stormwater fund?
We do budget. This doesn't actually have the budget. This is a fund balance sheet. We definitely have a budget, and I can share the budget documents with you.
Yeah.
With you as well.
Okay.
That may be helpful.
We're coming upon mid-year budget review as well.
Yeah, we really are.
But it's pretty predictable what we're going to see on here, which is why it's
Because it's
probably
all
not
tax.
on
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to make sure.
But spending is.
Ultimately, we have to make
Right,
sure that we keep a positive fund balance. We can't spend more than what we have available. And
Sure.
this is one of those funds, we pretty much budget everything that we anticipate in there each year.
Are there any requirements like with this? Is there a requirement to have a set balance that you always want to have in there, or is it okay? All right.
No,
Just best practice.
if we have below the recommended, 16 or 17% available cash,
Mhm.
then we have to do a report out each
Got it.
month.
Okay.
But it's not. We keep a close eye on it. We're not spending more than what we're bringing in.
Okay. Any other questions on stormwater?
No.
Okay. Moving on to PIP.
All right, the PIPS fund. So this is the extra 0.5 cent sales tax that was approved not too long ago. This one is a 2-page report. The first page is shows the revenues coming in by month, where we are at compared to our budget, what we're anticipating. We're roughly about $500,000 anticipated more than what was budgeted on this. That estimation does include the fact that come February, that increase on the groceries should come off.
Mhm.
So that does take that into account.
Okay, good.
And I actually got the confirmation today from the state that we're set for the February 1st start date on that, which is good news. And then at the bottom of here, we have a summary of what's been spent to date. And so this is all data through October.
Okay.
So you can see the 4 categories of expenditures are public safety, the infrastructure, parks, and then paving. And then that's the summary of what's been spent, and then our ending fund balance. And then the second page of this has a lot more detail. It has our budget up at the top here for our budgeted revenue, and then the budget for each of the 4 categories. And then the second section is what our actual expenditures are, the status of our projects or purchases in here, and then any outstanding purchase orders that are there. And, so for example, like I don't know about the 6th item down, 7 or so is our fire truck. We have a fire truck that's being paid for out of this. It's very important for us to show that we have obligated, almost $2 million for that fire truck, because it's going to be 3 years before that truck comes in and we actually cut a check where it's going to show as an expenditure there. So this is just a way for us to be able to keep track of what we've got, be transparent with the public. Casey's been taking this each month, adding it to our website. She's also got, there's a whole bunch of graphs and pictorials of where we're at and the statuses on the projects that are out on the website. So the public can see what's happening with their extra sales tax that they passed.
It's a great website. Thanks for taking care of that.
Happy to do it. Yeah, Casey did a great job.
For sure.
Anything else on this one? Okay. All right, we're on other business and wanted to discuss the possibility of having a secretary position on the board. The reason why this came about is just to create a more cohesive group, so we can learn more, we can team up with finance a bit more and understand kind of everything that you do a bit more, so we can be more prepared for these meetings and for what we're bringing to the board. So what are your thoughts, Tamara, on us selecting a secretary to kind of bring that together? It's ultimately up to you guys. You guys can elect a secretary. It can also be delegated to city staff.
Well, what my vision of the secretary would be someone charged, whose responsibility would be work directly with you for the good of the committee. And that's my vision for it. And I would like to make a nomination that we do proceed with the secretary position.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'd like to nominate Mark Evans.
I second that. Now,
Lucky you. So,
yeah, go ahead.
can I ask a
Yes,
question?
of course.
Is your vision that this person would be like doing minutes or working with me? Like, what's the thought
So,
on that?
My
process?
my vision on it is that, they work hand in hand with you to understand, all of these are videotaped too. So
Yes.
you don't necessarily have to take notes during the meeting, but it would be like after the fact, you can like watch the videos and then take everything down, but then work with you to kind of, hey, did I get all this? And get all the information out to disseminate it. And I think especially Mark has a rich history in finance, but he's also new to the board. So I think that will help him kind of integrate to the board as well.
So now one thing, we have a deadline by Thursday after our meeting to have our minutes completely done and ready to go in the packet for the next agenda.
Okay.
So we have a very tight turnaround.
So 2 days, basically, right?
2 days.
Okay.
To have them completely done and ready to go for being put in the packet for the
So-
following meeting.
Okay, so BOMA meetings are every other Tuesday. These meetings are on the off.
They're on once a month.
Okay.
They're just on the
Fourth
fourth.
Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just once a month.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's usually Bowman night.
And it ultimately,
Yeah.
so the deadline on having the minutes done is because anything that's moving forward, like the ordinances, resolutions and whatnot, Annette needs to see what the minutes were, so she knows how to update the legislative history on them to put them forward to BOMA, which we have to put everything together by Friday before to get it ready for the following
So,
BOMA. So that's just information, just so you know.
But,
So
and I don't want to
super
make anything harder for
Mhm.
you, and I don't want to make anything harder for any of the staff for you. So if it doesn't make sense, then let's talk about that. But I really think it's going to be a benefit. It might be a little rough, maybe getting started, but I think ultimately it's going to be a positive
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll try it and see what happens.
you can always unnominate.
That's-
Down the road.
You're already fired.
Mark,
I'm
goof
willing.
this up.
No, I'm willing to work however you guys decide. We'll make it work.
Well, okay, great. Well, then all those in favor of electing, or not, of the nomination of Mark Evans as secretary, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And all those opposed? Okay, I think it's unanimous. So, all right, thank you so much. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So I need to get with you. Oh, move. Yeah, second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
I love it.
And we're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
It goes so fast. I'm like, okay. I'm
That's
gonna
yours.
try to-
So-
Yeah, go ahead.
Tamara,
So-
you do the minutes now, right?
A